Hey everybody, welcome back to Life at Sunny Lee with Kathy Jarvis. And it's been another busy week, kind of stressful. Started out really a little slow. Sunday we went to church and came back home, fixed food. Monday he cut the grass around the house. And then we went to the gym. Did put a flea collar on Peaches. That means now that Dexter, Hercules, Fluffy, and Peaches all have flea collars. So hopefully, since that just leaves one crate of cats that does not have at least one flea collar in the crate. So I gotta get one more flea collar. We went over to Tractor Supply. They were completely out. And so we had to go to another store. And it was $10 more at that store. But we needed the collar, so we bought the collar. So I still need to find one more. And on Wednesday was our middle son's birthday. But of course he's over in another state, so we couldn't see him. And we did have some trouble with the mower, so we got the trailer out and loaded up the mower and took it to the shop. So it's at the shop. And also Wednesday we went to the gym and we moved the catico. We had it on the side porch and it was supposed to get cold down to the 50s, and so we decided to move it into the garage. And it's so easy to move. Really, it's I'm just, what can I say? I love the thing. It's so easy. It holds 3 cats, possibly 4. And they can move around in there. They can jump up and down. They climb. They have different levels. Each one lives on a different level, it seems like. And they're happy in there. And they're only in there during the night. So I'm really pleased with the catico. We had a limb fall and took out the one wire, the old telephone wire. And it's not really being used right now, so we had to put that back up on the pole. And also I cleared out the broccoli and the cauliflower bed. Those plants were done for the season, so I cleared that bed out. And I sowed I sowed carrots in it for a fall winter crop. And I covered it with a insect cloth to keep the white fly away from it and keep the cats away from it. I have used those this year on 2 of the gardens, and I really am pleased with the way they worked. The only problem is that I did lose a cauliflower. I didn't see it. Beautiful thing. It had gone to seed by the time I found it, because I didn't check underneath the insect cover. Then spending more time inside the greenhouse and working in that than I have on the outside garden. So I've lost some okra that I haven't gotten around to pick. I forget about it and don't get out there in time. And okra is like zucchini. It looks like, one more day. And then you go out there the next day and the thing has gone from 2 inches to 5. So you gotta keep on top of the okra, which I have not been doing. Bush cucumbers that I had planned last month are doing fine. I don't know if they have enough time to make it. But the ones in the greenhouse are taking over the greenhouse. I went in, harvested some sweet corn and froze it on Tuesday. And I had to really fight my way into the large greenhouse. The cucumbers have gone crazy. The po beans have gone crazy, and the po bean trellis had started to lean a little bit, so I couldn't get in on the south door. So I had to go to the north door. The north door was completely blocked by the tomato trellis that had fallen. So I could open the door, but when you walked in, the pathways were all blocked off. So I kind of went crazy and chopped up 2 of the tomato plants, vines that were in the pathway and stuff. Put them back on the temporary trellis. I was afraid that the trellis that had fallen, it was going towards the plastic, and I was afraid that it was going to punch a hole in the plastic, so I figured I'd rather lose one tomato plant instead of losing the whole, punching a hole in the side of my greenhouse. So I cut that down, and it's still got a vine. It's just not as big. And the vines I cut down only had 2 or 3 flowers on them. So I really didn't lose any potential tomatoes. Not a whole bunch anyway. So that was alright. So I had to do that to get to the sweet corn. Now the sweet corn, it wasn't looking too good either. And the reason was, I thought it was because of the storm that we had the other day. But that wasn't the case. This is the poor little one that I had to cut almost to pieces. But the sweet corn, as you can see, a lot of it is laying down. And the reason is because of this broken trellis. That the vines, these are really super heavy. And they have gone into this bed and just knocked everything over. So I did get the sweet corn out of it. Did open up this pathway. It turned out that this trellis had shifted a little, and I had to push it back up and resecure it. And now I can get out of the south door. So that is what I did on Tuesday. Now, on Thursday and Friday, I had about a little over 24 hours where he was not home. He had to go to Ohio because our middle son, who just had his birthday, had a tooth removed. And this wasn't just a regular tooth that you just pop out and remove. He had to have a bone graft and had to mess around with lifting the sinuses and stuff. So it was a rather extensive work just to get a tooth out. So his dad went over there to make sure to drive him over there and drive him back, because he didn't think they have to knock him out, but he wanted someone over there to be with him. So we went over there and drove him. He went over there and drove him back. I stayed home and took care of things. And one of the things I did was I came and harvested some sweet peppers and some tomatoes to take over to him because he wanted them. And I found out when I got into the low greenhouse, I found aphids on the sweet peppers. You can see I still have a few. Nope, they're gone. Nope, I have a few. Anyway, I came in here and with water, and I sprayed them down with water. You can see they're still there. So I'm going to have to come back in here with some insecticide soap and wash these off with soap. I have no idea why the aphids got in here this year, but they have. The peppers themselves are doing wonderful as far as producing. I got some good peppers here. So I may have to get in here. Whoops, I see something's gotten to some of these. And these were a waste of money completely. So don't ever get those that snap together. I'm going to try this year, once I get this through with them and pick them up, I'm going to try to use some Gorilla Glue and glue them together so they can't come apart. But the plants did really well on that end. Down here, they didn't grow as well. And as you can see, the aphids have gotten down here too. So I'm going to have to come in here and harvest these peppers and spray these down good. The celery is doing wonderful. Got some nice stalks there. And the kale, cucumbers in here are doing great. Brussels sprouts are doing okay. I got carrots over on this side, which are doing nice. And I got a tree trying to grow in here. But my other tomatoes are doing really well. These are the tomato trellises that I really like. And I'm trying to find more of them at a cheaper price like this. I got these 10 for a really good deal. But now, of course, I can't find them anymore for that deal. Green beans are doing great. So, came out here and I sprayed everything in with water to get rid of the aphids. And of course, I'll have to do more over there again. That was also hooked up the irrigation system, turned it on. Had some problems with it. One of the drip tapes had come loose, so I had to fix that. And the main thing I did was I finally got around to weeding the bird garden. This is what it's actually supposed to look like. It had weeds everywhere that you see the gravel had been covered in weeds. I hadn't gotten around to getting it done this year, and the backside actually had not gotten done last year. So I had lots and lots of weeding to do. So I got all that weeded. You can walk completely around it now. Decided to leave the violets underneath the Rose of Sharon bushes. I have to trim some of these rose bushes up yet, but I got a good start on them. But you can walk around the path, so that's nice. So the path is completely clean. I got this little tree I gotta take out. I moved my little reindeers up here. I have to get some solar lights to put on them. And I moved the hammock from behind there over to here so it can be used more. I have to clean the hammock yet. And found some of my chairs that I didn't know that I had moved. So I now have the 5 chairs again for everybody to set around the bar pit. So when the boys come home, they have a place to sit now. And it looks so much better. Now next week what I plan on doing is taking the blow fire torch, whatever you call it, that you use for weeding, and I'm going to go over all that gravel and burn the little weeds that were too small that you couldn't get a hold of, pull out. And then I'm going to use some of the vinegar weed control and spray on that. So hopefully I can keep this looking nice. And then of course I've got to do the center. There's some plants in there, some weeds in there yet that I need to take out. But I'm not too concerned about the center right now because it's late in the season. Most of the flowers have already bloomed. I just got the asters yet that are still coming in. Probably there's some goldenrod in there. And once that blooms, then I'm probably going to redo this garden a little bit next year. Try to get a little bit more under control. But that is what we did. That's what I did while he was gone on Wednesday and Friday. And then on, what else I do? I trimmed back some of the roses. I trimmed back some of the other plants that needed to be trimmed back. I got that done. And then on Saturday, we went to the state fair. Oh boy. We didn't think there'd be that many people going since there's not supposed to be kind of a recession or whatever, you know, with people holding on to their money and stuff. Nope. That place was so crowded. It must have been a record crowd. We only went into a few buildings because of the lines. There were lines a block long waiting to get food. I think we usually go to the dairy barn there and get the milkshakes and stuff. We waited 20 minutes and the line didn't move at all, hardly. So we decided just, nope, wasn't worth it. So we went to a couple walked a couple places. We did get an apple dumpling there. $8 a piece. Oh, it cost $16 a piece to get in. We couldn't even park in the lot because it was filled. And we got there like 11:30, quarter till 12, and the lots were full. So we had to park in this guy's business parking lot that he was offering spots for $10 a piece. So we ended up parking there and walking into the fairgrounds. $16 a piece for a ticket, and you had to stay in line to get the ticket. And then you had to get into another line to go through their security. And the security wasn't as bad this year. You just had to walk through a metal detector. They didn't search your bags or anything like they did in the past years. So it wasn't that much of a hassle getting in. But then we went into the first building, and it was a building with animals and stuff, and the restrooms were in the back. So we went to the restrooms, and then we just thought, well, we didn't want to go through the whole building again. We just go out the back door and walk around. Well, there was no sign saying that the back door was actually an exit from the fairgrounds. So we walked around the building. They tried to make us go through the admission gate again. So we said, nope. We turned around. We walked back through the building. So disorganized. There should have been the door should have either been locked, should not have been wide open, or it should have had a sign saying you're now leaving the fairgrounds. But it wasn't that we're leaving the fairgrounds. We were still in the fairgrounds. And the red lady was a little bit rude about it, insisting that we couldn't go back, that we couldn't, and we just ignored her and walked back. I mean, we were pretty fed up by this time, waiting in lines and, finally getting in, and then she was trying to send us through a line again. Nope. And we did go and walk around. Like I said, we didn't go into many buildings because of the people. It was just so many people. But Midway was hardly anybody at the Midway. Midway was pretty nice to walk through the Midway. We did go and visit his brother, who has a little building there. He's in the Pioneer Village. They have little different buildings, and he's got a little building, a little shed, and it's leather by Jarvis. And we went and visit with him for a while. And then on the way home, we stopped at our oldest son's house, picked him up, and took him out to eat, and then dropped him off. And then we came back home and got home just in time to take care of the animals. So it's been a busy week. Lots done. So I hope you've had a good week. And remember, like, share, subscribe, and dream big. Follow that dream. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.